everybody, I'm Joe Rau, and with plenty of encouragement from my friend Donny Winter, who is also a YouTube person, I guess. I don't know, this is my first video that I'm actually really trying to do something with, so I will link him down below so you can kind of see this amazing person that's helped me try to overcome my social anxiety, which is partially what this video is going to be about. According to him, I didn't notice it, but according to him, in high school and stuff, I had social anxiety, even though I was known to be an outgoing social individual. So to hear somebody else say back then, before I was diagnosed with social anxiety, that I had social anxiety was a little bit weird for me. So this one I'm going to focus on social anxiety and being a former military wife. Military, as everybody knows, can be an entirely different world. You travel a lot, you move a lot, you have a hard time sometimes making lasting friendships because of the fact that you move so much and people don't want to get attached. Personally, I went from college student to 2 weeks later finding out that my husband was, or at the time he was my fiance, was going to be joining the military, to another couple months later getting married, to another couple months after that finding out I was pregnant. So it was like boom, 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 boom for me. So it was one thing after another, so many changes going on in my life that I was having a hard time keeping up with everything. So basically, my husband was in the military for about 6.5 years. He's retired military now, so we don't have to worry about all the moving. But we went from, like, we went to Korea, was our first duty station that we got to go to together. And that was an entirely, completely different experience. Don't mind the kid in the background. I have a 3-year-old that's not at school right now because he doesn't have school. So my 5-year-old's at school, but my 3-year-old's not. My 5-year-old was actually born in South Korea. Anyway, the culture there is a lot different than ours. And it was a neat experience, and I just wish I could have got out more, which is part of what contributed to my social anxiety getting a lot worse than it actually is. But other than that, there's really not... Shh. You have a random, hey, how are you on Facebook or something, but then you don't really hear much after that, so it gets difficult. Then we moved to Texas, and that was our next place that we lived, and that was hot. I didn't like Texas very much, so we moved from there to North Carolina when he got out. But that being said, I didn't get out much in Texas either, and it didn't help that I had a 3-year-old, well, now a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, and only one vehicle, and my husband needed the vehicle to work, so I would either have to walk wherever I needed to go, and in the heat, sometimes that was just not an option, or I had to find alternative ways to go ahead and go out and see people and meet people, so I didn't really meet a whole lot of people while I was in Texas. My husband's the one that actually did most of the meeting for us. Was he'd meet people at work, or he'd meet people going to the store or something, because he's the outgoing one. I'm not so much outgoing anymore. He's the one that I've made most of my friends through, actually, since he joined the military. But, I mean, just because I didn't get around a lot of people, because I didn't talk to a lot of people, because I didn't have face-to-face interaction with anybody outside of a toddler, my anxiety problems intensified. I have a hard time going into any social situation now without feeling like I'm going to mess up, like I'm going to make a fool of myself, that people are going to laugh at me for something I say, or brush aside anything that I have to say and make me feel unimportant. And that's gotten a lot worse, and it makes it a lot more difficult for me to do videos like this because of the same reason. I feel anxious trying to do this. As you can tell, I talk with my hands a lot, or I'll have them together, just because it helps to calm me down a little bit. But I think a lot of my problem with my social anxiety today has a lot to do with motherhood in the military. And I'll make another video about how motherhood has affected my social anxiety. But, I mean, we've been unaffiliated with the military since April. And even then, I have one person in the area that I talk to, and it's somebody that I knew in high school. Other than that, I really don't have a whole lot of people I talk to. So to get that social interaction that is a base human need, is tough, and I have a hard time doing it. I'm trying to make changes to do that, but it's not exactly the easiest thing for me to do in the world. And I can go into more detail if you want about how social anxiety is, how it affects you, and everything outside of any other outside influences, just how it affects me as a person. If you'd like, just comment down in the video and I will see if I can work on doing something like that. Other than that, thanks for watching, and please subscribe. I would really appreciate that so I can have encouragement to do more videos like this and try to get out of my comfort zone. Bye!